Good morning, YouTube. Today the bike goes in for a service. It's done 12,000 miles. Well, actually it's done 11, just over 11, and we're going up to our favourite place. And that's not being sarcastic either. Triple D Motors up in Kendal. How many miles is it done? 11,250, and there's roughly about 70 miles to get there. Anyway, catch you in a minute. Well, I'm back on my way up to Kendal. The time now is exactly 10:30 in the morning, and my appointment in Kendal is 11 o'clock. Yeah, we're never going to get there for 11 o'clock, and as you can see, it's sunny. Not, it's raining, and with that rain comes issues with touch screens splattering onto the screen on my phone, and also the sat nav, and it decides to do wobbly and just go to different screens and do whatever it wants to do. Basically has it a mind of its own. So I'm going to ignore all this, hopefully. There you are, driving on the A59. I'm going to be turning off very shortly to go to Solly and go around the back way to get on to the A65 to go towards Kendal. So anyway, yeah, the bike is 11,210 miles. It's done. And that's since June, and now it's March. So as you can see, I ride the bike, and I love this bike. I think it's a great bike. One or two issues I've had since owning it, I'll be quite honest. One is the suspension. There's no way that a KTM can actually compete, or certainly not the 890 Adventure anyway, can compete with the 1250 luxury suspension that I used to have. So that is very much a compromise. But apart from that, it does everything that the GSA would do, if not a little bit better. And well, obviously it's got a chain, so that's a pain in the arse, I must admit. A chain is a pain in the arse, and the GSA, or the GS range with shaft drive, makes maintenance extremely easy. Anyway, other issues I had was I parked it up for about a month because I was using the Honda, and when I parked it up it was on virtually empty, the fuel tank. And when I came back to use it, I filled it up straight away, and basically the fuel sender, because it had been sat there in no fuel surrounding it, decided to stick. Anyway, I took it into KTM Triple D. They sorted it. They put a new fuel sender on it, which was quite good. I'm going to wait around for you, mate. River's quite high. No, it's not really. So that was the fuel sender. Suspension, like I said, it's just not as refined. I took it to Europe in September last year. Videos are not available because I deleted everything, but that's by the by. Anyway, we'll scrub across that. I had a bit of a problem with the suspension in regards to setting it up for the weights, etc. Obviously I was quite a bit of luggage on the back end, plus myself and the riding gear. I took obviously a normal jacket, and then I wore a mesh jacket over in Europe, so I was obviously carrying around more gear that I would normally have, which affected the handling a little bit, but we were touring round, so we were meandering. And when I say meandering, we were taking in the sights rather than blasting past everything. But anyway, when I came back, mentioned it to KTM, they adjusted it because the factory settings are set at 85 kilos for the rider, and I'm just above 85 kilos. Yeah, just above. That's what I convinced myself. Anyway, they set it up. It was a little bit better, but still not how I'd like it. Again, I think it's because I've been spoilt with the BMW. The BMW, it's a flick of the switch and it more or less does it automatically. So yeah, just getting my head round the fact I've got suspension to adjust if I need it. Anyway, the last time I took it in, when I had the issue with the fuel sender, which they replaced, they had the bike for the whole day and they set it up while I razzed round on the 890 Duke, and it's been a lot better. I must admit, it's been a lot better. Still a compromise because they set it up quite hard, but that doesn't bother me because being just over 85 kilos doesn't bother me, plus the fact of carrying luggage in summer, which we've got a trip planned in summer, well, late summer, September. So hopefully the bike will be set up more or less ready for that, but we'll see. We'll have a dummy run because we are going to the MAC event in McKinley with Nick Saunders, and got the ABR festival, I think that's in June, and then we've got the Wild Ad Weekender in July. So we've got plenty of time to take luggage and stuff to get the bike set up, to see what it's like, see how it rides. And as for today, going up to Kendal, which when it's like this it's a bit shitty, but do you know what, it gets you out on your bike, who gives a crap. So I quite like going over there, despite ourselves having a dealership within 3 miles of where we live. And no, I prefer this one. So Triple D we're going up to. So we are going up sort of like the back way. It skips out to Gisborne, and hopefully I'll be able to get past this fella in a minute. The problem is coming up here, it is quite narrow. And quite often you'll get horses, not just horses, obviously people on horseback up here. So you just got to be a little bit more wary. Farm traffic, shit on the road, pheasants. They do like a lot of pheasants around here. But it's a nice straight run all the way up to Hellifield, which is on the A65, which then takes you up towards Ingleton and Kirby Longsdale, and then Kirby Longsdale I may well go on the old road over the tops and drop into Kendal, which should take me around about, from here I'd say I'll be there about 20 past 11, all being well, depending on traffic. I was up here yesterday with a friend of mine. He's just bought a new Ducati Multistrada RS, a very nice machine. I'd hate to think how much it cost. Wow. I'd like to know the price of this, but I don't ask. I know it's in the 30s. You can smell it. You can smell the newness. Stroking it. Right, carbon. You want to keep stroking it. But after yesterday's riding the roads that we did, it was shit up to the lines, and it looked very used, which is what it should be. I think when you buy a bike of that, even at that price, just ride the thing. And every credit to it we did, and we did about, well, just shy of 200 miles yesterday. up and around. Well, we went up to Kendal, went up to Fuel Exhaust. Our friends Damo and Louise up at Fuel Exhaust. And then meandered up round from there, went up towards Sebber. Where did we go from Sebber? Garsdale Head, Nateby, Tanhill. Went past the pub at Tanhill. Looked very bleak up there. Even had snow on the tops actually up round there. But it was dry. Slight bit of mist in the air, but certainly not wet like this on the floor. So Nateby went over towards Reith Asrig, I think it's called. Asrig, then down to Hawes. Look at that. It's just minding its own business, this thing. Bloody thing. Back down to Hawes. Fuel stop at Hawes. And then went to Kirby, not Kirby. What's it called? Horton and Ribblesdale, that's it. And that's a nice road going that way from the viaduct. Lovely twisty road if you want to practice your corners. Into Settle back down to where do we go? Settle. Long Preston, that's it. Long Preston, Heatherfield, and then came down here back towards Burton. Is it Burton? What's it called now? Anyway, that last village we just went to, I'll tell you in a minute. Bolton by Ballon, that's it. Down this road, back that way. Then back to Clitheroe, or as some people call it, Clitheroe. So we come out near Hellifield at the end of this this road. What else am I going to say to you? Oh, any issues about the bike? Nothing really. Virtually nothing. This is its second full set of tyres. When I say second, the first set is the knobblies it came with. I took them off after the ABR last year, so they are, I think they're only had not even 1,000 miles on, I don't think. And I put on a set of Bridgestone AT41s, I think they call them, and went around Europe. We were very happy with them. So this is the second set of the AT41s, so I put these on a few weeks ago and they've been really good. Highly recommend it, especially if you're just doing road riding. When it comes May, when I'm going to go to the Mac in McKinley, well, either, this is the option, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, we will either, let's take that up a bit, put on the original set of tyres it came with and wear them down for the Mac, the ABR, and the what was the other one called? Oh, Richard Vida's Wild Bad Weekender, and then revert back to these tyres. Or I might buy a set of the Dunlop Raids. I don't know what how they call them, trail raids, raid trail, I don't know. They came out last year and I always like the look of them, which you shouldn't really go off looks really first time. So I'll let people have the reviews on them, and Mr. Fish, he highly recommends them as well. So I think I might go for a set of them, but if I went for a set of them, I'll put a set of them on Ellie's as well, so we both have the same. So that'll be coming up in the next May, before I need to make a decision. That's when the Mac is. I don't want to be on road tyres for the Mac. These roads looks treacherous. They do look a bit slippy, and I've still got it in street mode as well, so it is slightly aggressive, but it's not really aggressive. The traction control works brilliantly on the street as well. It's just that the throttle opens up a little bit more wider compared to rain mode. That's the way I found it anyway. Yeah, nice. Straight out. Yeehaw! So there's your Hellifield turn off. Quite often go that way going towards Malham, but today we're going straight up north to Kendal. Anyway, so without further ado, I will love you and leave you, and I'll may well see you at the other side of Kirby Longsdale when the roads get a bit better and this sat nav stops telling me it wants to put an address in even though I'm not doing it. Bye. So yeah, we just made the boring trip up on the A65. We've just reached Kirby Longsdale. When I say we, I mean I. There's only me. And yeah, I've just gone through just on the outskirts of Kirby Longsdale, and I'm taking the old road now. I think it's called the old road actually, and this heads up towards Kendal, and it's a cracking little road. It has got some 30s and 40s, which is understandable because it goes through some little villages as well, but apart from that it's quite nice. Anyway, I'll just put this camera on. Enjoy the trip. This weather is awful. It's that drizzle, shite, horrible weather. Really fine rain, soaks you through, it does. But yeah, it's like speckling on your face when you open your visor up. You just get drenched even though there's not big globules. Horrible. And it's playing havoc with my phone and my sat nav, because they're exposed. So this is my little back cut through, cutting across the top of Kendal. So Kendal's just the other side of that hill, literally we're right to the top looking down on Kendal. So this is the road I was on about, but it's very narrow, cresty. Just got to take your time. Don't go hell for leather. But it's a nice drop through down to the town, rather than going through the town centre and getting clogged up in all the traffic, which you will do because Kendal's quite poor because it's got a one-way system all the way around it. So this becomes, it's like the north side of Kendal, which that's exactly where Triple D is, on the north side. You can see where cars have been taking off and landing. Again, there's another cool. This is an even smaller lane, this, where we go across. See, cars have bottomed out. There's Kendal. Rain's not too bad, it's misty, that's all I can say, it's misty. Let's take your time going over these crests, because certainly you don't know what's on the other side. They are very steep on either side. Tractors, pedestrians, horses, cyclists. You never know. Even met a milk tanker down here once. That was interesting. Typical like Cumbria weather this. Damp, wet, misty, overcast. And that's just in the morning. Come the afternoon, it might be sun shining. Crowded house. 4 seasons in one day. So we're coming up to the end of it now. I can't tell you what, I can't show you on the, well, I might be able to. Just gamble with my life. There you are, that's the main road. Coming up on our left hand side. So we'll go over the railway bridge. And it's a real shitty left hand turn, but that takes us to the main road, drops us down into Kendal where the Morrison's is. Turn right by Morrison's and turn left, and then we're virtually there at Triple D on the north side of Kendal. You know, so how long has that took me? An hour and 10 minutes in the shitty weather. That's not too bad really. Not too bad at all. This is what I'm saying about this one here. Awful junction. Last thing you want to do there is actually stop. Physically stop and put your foot down because the camber is so bad. Just got to have confidence in these corners. So this road here comes from Kendal and back over my shoulder is going towards Sebbe, which is what we did yesterday, myself and a friend of mine on his Ducati RS. So yeah, just dropping now into the more or less the outskirts of Kendal, but on the north side, not on the west side. I don't know why I do that. So hopefully I'm not too late. Well, half an hour late. Hopefully that's not too much of a problem. I have took off the undercarriage of the bike because when I bought this, I bought an AXP, like well, you could call it plastic, I don't know what else you would call it, a big thick plastic sump guard. Oh fuck off, you twat. Anyway, round the corner, Triple D, ding dang do. There's also a cafeteria here next door, which I think only opens on, well, bar mitzvahs, I think. That's all the time it opens. Triple D Motorsport, Kendal. Alright. Hey? Yeah. Yeah, timekeeping is not my forte. Oh dear. Look what I've got. KTM, as you can tell, because it's blue, I mean orange. KTM 990 Duke Oh.